All right, so I'm walking home from work, and I had another thing to get to tonight. It is hot, but I want to talk about backpacks, which is kind of ridiculous, but I am headed home to hopefully pick up a new one, and this is a little different than backpacks I've had. This guy I got in college, and I just kind of picked one up when I needed one. I didn't really think about it, you know, just kind of grabbed one and held my stuff for the years that I was in school, and then that was kind of the end of that. Now I found this company. They're out of South Korea. They're called Feeldom, and they make backpacks specifically designed for people with disabilities. Also, side note, I'm doing the shoot and pray method, so there you go. But they make backpacks specifically designed for folks in wheelchairs, people with visual impairments, that kind of stuff. It's designed to hold everything you need, to kind of be rugged. They are pricey. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But the company itself, like from my first interaction with them, I've been kind of blown away. So I'm gonna get home, unbox the thing. We'll talk a little bit more in just a moment. All right, oof, it is hot outside, man. I just got back and a lot of time outside, so I apologize. I'm kind of feeling it a little bit, but before we get started, I wanted to kind of be transparent about this experience, tell you a little bit about how it happened and what's going on and where this is coming from. So I first discovered Feeldom through a video by Sam from The Blind Life. I'll link that video in the description down below. And at first I was kind of like, okay, it's another, you know, crazy tech product that, like, what's the gimmick? Because a lot of assistive tech is insanely expensive and fills like a really specific niche. And then like maybe it has 3 features that work for you and 8 that don't. So you kind of have to take the, you know, risk of like, is it worth the things I am going to use it for? So there's always like this really cynical part of my brain when I see that there's like tech specifically designed for the blind or whatever it is. And the thing that caught my eye immediately about Feeldom was that it was like designed specifically for people with disabilities. They started with the Paralympics because they were noticing that athletes, particularly those in wheelchairs, were having a hard time like bringing all their stuff, you know, for their competitions, along with, you know, looking stylish. And it was like, oh, people were like tying grocery bags and stuff onto their chairs, and it wasn't a very stylish or functional way to present themselves. And so I believe the founder wanted to change that, and so there was this design philosophy that included people with disabilities. They like talked to people, and it was this very integrated process, and that just doesn't happen like ever. And I was just really blown away by the fact that this company had been started on that premise and then continued to be so to the point where they were now designing specifically visually impaired oriented backpacks. What makes a backpack visually impaired? We're going to talk about that once I unbox it and kind of get into like looking at it, because I don't really know, other than like high contrast, which they have some accessible patches. We'll talk about all of that. Again, for the sake of transparency, once I reached out, I had kind of asked about, you know, if they were willing to do anything as far as doing a review of a product or anything like that, and potentially looking into something down the road as far as like partnering with them. And I have to give a huge shout out first of all to Adrian, because Adrian did send a discount code after we exchanged quite a few emails talking about things. And so this is not a sponsored video or anything like that, but I did get a discount, which I really appreciate. So thank you, Adrian. And these bags are still pretty pricey for the average person, and I'm going to talk about why I think that might actually be a good thing in a minute. I just brought the box up to my apartment, and it's really heavy, which is exciting. That means like there's heft to it. This is a cool backpack. So without any further delay, let's hop over. And it's going to be a rough unboxing. I don't have my tripod or anything like that, but we're going to roll with it, and let's take a look at this backpack. All right, so I'm not trying to dox myself. I went ahead and cut the box open here, just so the labels weren't going to be everywhere. But here it is. Oh man, this thing is like, ooh, Nelly. All right, so we got some like packaging material here. Oh, that's a hefty effort, one-handed, let me tell you. All right. So there's the backpack. We got this guy, which is another like pouch, I believe. And there is a paper of some kind down here. Can we get in here for this? Can we do that? Okay, it's taped. Hold on, I'm gonna ridiculous and not rip anything that we don't need to here. There we go, we got her. Wow, this is like packaged in like a legit little laminate envelope kind of situation, so that's cool. All right, let's crack the box out of the way here. Yeah. And sorry, my room is a mess, so what else is new with me? We're gonna start with the little guy here. Oh, where did it? Here it is. So this is a, here we're gonna flip this way. I'm just gonna put it on my lap. So we have an envelope with a button. That's cool. And we have some material in here. Feels like we have a pen, possibly. That's cool. Is it a Feeldom pen? I'll try to get you a look at it if I can. Take things out of packages in a minute. Let's just sort through what's going on in here before I start going crazy. Oh, there are, it appears some form of possibly stickers? That's my guess. It's hard for me to tell, but tactily I'm going to guess some stickers. We'll go to the next thing in here. We have a card of some kind. I do see some kind of a logo up here. I will take a look at those with like some text-to-speech apps and that kind of stuff to read through those in a minute, but there's one. Very cool. And Feeldom backs things up with like a 5-year warranty, which is insane and like really welcome in the assistive tech, you know, / specialized space. This appears to be another. Are these also stickers? I see that they're divided up a little bit by like the colors of things. So I wonder if that's what those are. They look cool. I like all the color, no matter what they are. I dig the color and the designs of things. And so here, I feel some Braille. It's so funny because you, like, as a blind person, I don't expect things to be in Braille, and so when random stuff like this is Braille, they really appreciate it. So we're gonna flip this way, I think, and I can read this in Braille. It says Feeldom, Feeldom Soul, and it says thank you for choosing Feeldom. You are welcome. Very welcome. Is the rest of this braille as well? Or is that just kind of a thing on the front so that you know? So there is I'll page through it. I can't read this right now. Oh, it doesn't page. It folds way on yonder like this. Very cool. So there's kind of this part of the book and that part of the book. Very cool. Again, I'll look through these with like Canopy Reader or something like that, which is an app that can read me speech in text form, which is kind of fun. We have another paper here. It's a couple. I'm going to leave those in the envelope just so I don't lose them because they're bigger papers and they might be important. Okay, let's do the fun stuff, huh? We're going to start with this little guy. This is an extra thing that they sent me. Again, appreciate Adrian talking to me. And this is an extra pouch that they sent me as a gift that can, I believe, like attach to the backpack, which we're going to find out more about that in a moment. But let's see if I can scoot in here with one hand. All right, the bag is going to be a casualty. I'm sorry. Oh, it smells new. Certainly smells new. Oh my gosh, there's little things in here. Okay, I'm going to have to be careful. Yeah, sorry, I'm not getting you a look at what's going on. You're getting a nice look at my floor. Oh, these must be, they were talking about some keychains that they, like were designed, like, accessibly with, like, tactile stuff in mind. And so I think that's what must be in this little bag here. Okay, we're gonna get the thing out of the way. Oh, this is cool. So, first of all, like, the sticky stuff they used is on this finger, so I'm gonna switch hands. So this is, I want to guess that this is Feeldom in raised print on a little patch down here. And then here's these, I think they call them like D-rings or O-rings, I can't remember what the letter is. But I think like things can attach, so I could get like carabiners and attach them to these rings. And that could include like keychains, like this guy, which is a cool dude. He is, I don't know, Is it a face? It might be a face. I'm not sure. So that's that one. There's one over here, which is also, that one's flat. I thought I felt more, but that's okay. So here, this bag, this is a nice little thing because you could put like lots of different things in here. It's about the size of, I don't know, like a lunchbox maybe, or a lunch bag. And feels like this pocket here might open. Yes, so that would be this, the more 3D, like heavy duty face guy. And if we open that, there's like a, I don't know, pocket about the size of a smartphone or so in there. And so you could put something on the outside of that one. And then this larger pocket at the top opens in, I think, both directions. So hold on. It's hard to camera and show you. Oh, this is a cool one. Okay. So there's, let me try to look inside. Ooh, it's orange. It's kind of cool. I'm not a big visual like organizer. I do things very tactfully, but that's a neat touch. So there's a zipper pocket on the inside here. That is, again, about the size of maybe a smaller smartphone. And so you could put two things in there. There's kind of these, I don't know what you'd call these, almost like a pen pocket on the left right here. And that's actually pretty deep. You could stick a wallet in there pretty easily. So there's two of those. They're next to each other on the, what I'm right now calling the inside of the bag. And then closest to me, there is a, oh, there's a strap inside the bag. That feels like a really nice guitar strap almost, actually. That's really cool. And on the front side here, there's a mesh pocket. And that has another ring you can pull across. Oh, it was already open. Silly me. And that's a little bit of a more spacious pocket. So this is a cool little bag. I might actually be able to use this for certain things at work. I'm gonna have to kind of rethink the way I organize. I'll talk more about that. And the crazy thing is, this is the little guy. So close that guy up for now. I'm gonna stick him off to the side. I'm gonna start a new video for the big one. It's about the biggest heckin' backpack I've ever seen. We're gonna try to get in here with one hand. Again, the bag is gonna be a test of trying to do this one hand. This thing is huge. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pin the bag down with my elbow here. We're gonna lift the whole thing up and see if I can magic it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, we did it. Holy criminy, this thing is huge. Wow. Okay, so, first impressions are, holy Hannah, he's a big boy. All right, so, we got a lot going on here. I'm gonna sit it. There's some, flipper down this way. Hiya. I feel like I gotta fight it. There's these feet on the bottom. So we're gonna call this the bottom of the bag. And I'm gonna call the, this end. So we're gonna put it almost exactly the way it was, but now I feel more oriented. Here, I'm gonna scoot the bag this way a little bit. Wow, okay, this is a huge backpack compared to the one I have now. And I can already tell you that I like these rings on the strap right here, because I use a walkie-talkie at work, and I can attach my walkie using a clip, which I do now, but I'll be able to do that as well in just about the same spot on the backpack. And actually, oh, even closer, because I can put it up here right next to my shoulder, which I really appreciate for being able to hear the walkie. So the fact that that's literally built into the backpack in several different places, mind you, is fantastic. So we're gonna flip, let's see, how do we want to do this? I guess we'll flip it towards me and put it on my lap, which it like doesn't fit, which is, this is awesome, this is huge. So there's Velcro rows with these patches, and you can like label your backpack. So this one's on here already. I'm gonna try to read the braille upside down. Excuse me, I can't read that. Hold on, that's right. This is gonna be a very informal video if you haven't noticed. This one says Performance Block. So that is the name of this backpack, is the Performance Block. This is the large variant, which again is like insanely cool. So now let's, oh, and it could, there's another label on the side I don't know that it's Braille, but it's very tactile. Oh, there's a couple. Okay, here. I'm gonna, oh my gosh, there's a bunch. There's different ones in different spots. So there's one up here. I can't see what the picture is, but it is orange. And it has a Braille letter P, I believe. But that's, or it's supposed to be a number one of the two. We'll find out in a minute. So this is a, oh, so these are numbers, so I'm looking at them kind of upside down, but there's a number 1, a number 2, and I would assume by process of elimination that these are going to be 3 and 4 as well. Oh, I like the yellow. So this is a, oh, it's oriented differently, but this is a 4, and up top is a 3. So there's like some pictures on them with very bright colors, which is very cool, and you have lots of ways to use those to label things. Now we'll start with the pocket closest to me, and we're gonna stick the camera right down in here, and oh my gosh, this is so big. This is awesome. So the first thing I'm noticing down here in the bottom is what I believe to be the cane pouch, which I'm like immediately gonna go get a cane and stick it in there so I have my backup with me, because I should do that anyway. It's got one of those little try packets in there. We're gonna scoot that over this way. But I'm gonna put a cane in there and probably stick it in the backpack just so I always have my backup with me, which is awesome. And like, this is just like, I don't know, again, I'm just kind of blown away. This is huge and very like modular and usable and like way more rugged than my little backpack I have now. Not that I want to complain about the one I have now, but I think you could even put some things in here, couldn't you? Let's see. Yeah, there's a pocket in here that I could like put some stuff inside of this flap, and I can flip this up, and there's another one. And this one has kind of one of the mesh pockets, sort of like the smaller bag we were looking at, and that has a zipper with a ring as well. So there's 2 of those. Now you're in the inside of this pocket, and there are a few different things. There's a tag, it appears. I hope that doesn't get wrecked or anything like that, because I don't want to mess that up. But on the inside, there's another pocket. There's like so many pockets. This is cool. So this zips across. Oh, this is the rain cover. I can feel it by the material. So this cover can be taken out and put over the top of the backpack for travel if it's raining, which is really, really cool. And I appreciate that comes with a backpack like this for, again, kind of ease of use and travelability, so to speak. So we're gonna try to get these back in here. Yeah. I feel like I gotta wrestle it. This is impressive, you guys. This is cool. I will talk more about like pricing and things like that down the road, but like right now I'm just focused on what's here, and this is really cool. Now Adrian did mention that actually inside of the back support here, you can take out the support thing here and reduce a little bit of weight if you really wanted to, but they leave that there, so at least for now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and try to put the backpack on and give you a view of like what it looks like, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when I can get it settled a little bit here. Alright, this right here is one serious piece of kit. So I got a Feeldom keychain right here as well. This one's got a carabiner on it, but the thing I wanted to try to show off if I can is right here. There's a strap. I don't know if I'm quite getting it in camera. I think I am now. And it goes across on the chest. So I'm gonna see if I can get that buckled in. As somebody who walks to work every day, what I appreciate is that this thing feels like, not only is it like not going anywhere, but it's gonna make an effort to stick around through weather, through whatever. There we go, so the chest strap, I can kind of get that really dialed, and this thing is not going anywhere. Now, let's say for sake of argument that you don't think a chest strap is enough to keep your backpack where your backpack needs to be. Well, Feeldom has got you covered with a waist strap. So here, I'll get it dialed in, and I'll use the camera separate because it's going to be hard to show that in exactly the way I'd like to, and I got to get it dialed in. So here, put this way so you can look at my face for 2 seconds while I get that dialed with 2 hands. And it has this kind of belt loop structure, so I can come in, make an adjustment, get it nice, and it's funny, I'm just too small. think I can tighten this thing about as much as it'll tighten, and that is just going to have to be enough. I am too small for the adjustment system that Feeldom's got rolling here, but that's all right. So we got this dialed, and then I can, maybe, I guess I can't, but I could put it, I'm going to have a tail, let's see, what could I do with this? Is there a spot I can stick the excess? And the nice thing is the waist strap can, and the chest strap, I believe, actually both can come right off the backpack if necessary. But here it is. So the waist strap is down here, and then the chest strap is right here. And again, as somebody who walks around with my walkie, I've got all my stuff for work in here all the time. Like, this is a secure setup. Right now it feels like it's riding up a little bit, but that's just because there's not much in it. See if I can keep the camera here, get you a look at it, like weird sideways angle there. I mentioned rather that this can be a little bit pricey, and this was a little over $300 US. And why did I do this? Why should you consider it in terms of value? This company is legit. I'm telling you right now, again, this is not sponsored. They did give me the discount, but I wanted to do this, I suppose, as a proof of concept, because this company designed with and for people with disabilities to make something that is practical, that is functional, and, they hand make these. It's a small company. They make these themselves, and they back it up. A 5-year warranty is not something you see on an iPhone, or higher end pieces of normal tech that you might consider buying. So the fact that Feeldom comes with that level of confidence is something I really appreciate. And like I said, I think regardless of whether or not they would have been able to partner with me or be willing to do that, I think I would have supported them anyway. But when we talked about things, and Adrian sent me a link to kind of their design philosophy in a conference that they presented at, and I was just blown away by the design process and the fact that they are willing to have people with disabilities as part of that process and really at the core of what they're doing. Because I think a lot of companies say they want to make accessible things, and they make things, again, that are insanely expensive or only marginally useful. I'll do an update video if you guys are interested after a couple weeks of me using this. I've got about a month left in my summer program at my job, and then I'm going to shift into the school year. So I'm happy to talk more about the use of this backpack. This is the Performance Block, the large one, by Feeldom. So again, shout out to Adrian, and I hope this makes some kind of sense. If there's anything I missed that you would like to see more of, that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments. I will do a follow-up after I have some stuff in here and kind of get some use out of it and let you know how it goes. I've never been so excited about a backpack in my life, but here we are. So that's kind of a look at the Feeldom Performance Block backpack. Thank you guys for checking this one out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, queries, or anything else, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments down below, and we'll see you soon. Peace. So here's a little post-production note. This is the cane case that kind of came with it. I think this is meant for the backpack to potentially attach to it in some way or something like that. Slide along a strap, something of those natures. What I'd like to see maybe down the road, if you were to iterate this again in terms of this guy, is a magnet right here to pull it open. And that way it would secure right shut. You could just kind of flip it and throw it on with your carabiner or that kind of stuff. But this is cool because now I have in here, this is a folding carbon fiber NFB cane, but I have this in here as my winter cane if and when we get there, or just a backup. And I usually have one in my apartment, and I used to carry one in my backpack, but I would kind of forget about it or whatever. This thing, now I've got the backpack also sitting on the floor, and it sits right on its own, just on the floor, so I can just go like this. Done. It's just awesome, and if I really want to attach it somewhere down here, I can do that. Lots of pockets, lots of places to put stuff, which is just kind of nice. I'm kind of more of a minimalist person, but this could hold a month's worth of road tripping equipment. I could pack for ever and a day in this thing and not have to worry about a suitcase, anything like that. So I think my old backpack's probably going to get retired as of right now. But like I said, I'll have an update down the road. This was post video making me. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the cane case. All right, we'll see you.